Lord help us. You talking? Something about you. Something about the camera.
20 seconds. Stand by. 20. Stand by. Stand by. When they welcome you, clap.
You welcome.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You're good at stuff like that.
Am I? I don't know what to say about them.
Lovely student. Welcome our student audience. Lovely student audience. Some student audience. We're on. We're on.
Hello and welcome to the show that we like to call HBCU Today. This is our first little teaser premiere episode, and thank you to our live studio audience.
HBCU Today is a show that encapsulates all the great work that HBCU students are doing. Thank you for having us. I'm Keyshawn Groves.
And I'm Caleb Carter. And with HBCU Today, we've been able to travel to HBCUs all across the country. But today, we're here at PVAMU, and we get to talk to the one, the only, Tip Harris, but you know him as T.I. Stay tuned. This is HBCU Today.
I don't know if you want to wrap that again.
Hello and welcome back to HBCU Today. And if it looked like I got a little extra energy today, Keyshawn, it's because we got a legend in the house.
We sure do.
I mean, you know, some people call him Rubber Band Man, right? You know, Pharrell Williams called him the Jay-Z of the South. But you know, if you from the South, we just call him the king of trap music. I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the icon himself, T.I., Mr. Tip Harris. Thank you.
What's going on?
Man, thank you for joining us today. It's really an honor to be sitting at the same couch as you today. You know, it's a great thing to have you come to HBCU Today. And I want to start with this because, you know, when we think about people who are famous, right, we often think that them giving back is just a part of being famous. But it's really a conscious decision. So talk about how you made that conscious decision to give back to the community and HBCUs.
I think it's out for as long as I have been able to do things for others. I've always like taken advantage of that opportunity. And I guess the more my career has evolved, it just kind of opened up doors of opportunity to do more in different ways for different parts of the community. I always believe that, you know, with great reward come great responsibility. And I think that having more than others kind of puts you in the position to find ways to do for those who have less than others.
And so, hello, Mr. Tip.
What's up?
I'm usually dressed as nicely as my co-host here, but you know,
I think
you
dress
understand the
nice.
bricks. You understand.
I think you dress nice.
Thank you. But my question would be with like pretty much living my whole life at having you and the eye view and your family, you know, with the TV show and stuff.
Mm.
How were you able to keep your family level and the same when cameras are in your house? There's a production running. People, you know, they kind of skew one way. How did everybody just stay them?
Um, by being them. You know, I mean, we never put on a show for TV. We just invited the cameras in the house so they could document what was going on as it happened. And I think that's the genuine experience that we offered. And you know, it was a pleasure and an honor to be able to do so.
Wow.
Right. And see, it's another reason why it's really an honor to have you here today, because you didn't come alone, right? You came with your partner, Moolah Wireless, and we're grateful to have them here today. And I don't want to reveal too much just yet, but we heard we got some gifts coming. But
Okay.
talk a little bit about your partnership with them and you know how they've helped you.
Well, the initiative is basically trying to make sure that we're able to put technology and Wi-Fi service in the hands of, you know, everybody who doesn't have access to it. It's a government program that exists currently right now. It's called the Lifeline program, and you know the government set aside funds to ensure that people in the underserved areas of the country will have access to Wi-Fi, and we came in and took it a step further and provided tablets with an operating system that allows you to make money as you use your device.
See, I know that sounds good to a lot of us. I mean, go and clap it up for that. Yeah, go ahead and clap it up for that. But we just talked about Moolah Wireless, and we have the CEO and founder of Moolah Wireless here with us
Mhm.
today, Mr. Vernon Woods, and we're gonna bring him up right after this commercial break. Stay tuned. We have Tip Harris in the building. This is HBCU Today.
Okay. You nervous?
Hello and welcome back to HBCU Today. I'm Keyshawn Groves,
And I'm Caleb Carter.
and we are here with the CEO and founder of Moolah And we want you to talk a little bit about your partnership with Mr. Tip here.
Thank you. So I partnered with Tip, what was it, about 10 years ago?
Or more.
About 11, 10, 11 years
Could
ago.
be, yeah.
And so crazy story, y'all, right? So I'm still in college and I'm wanting to create a app called Jopima back in 2012, but 2012, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And I figure out where he's gonna be at. He has 6 feet under, and I walk up to him. I'm like, "Hey, I gotta figure out how to get Tip. It's Tip, y'all. The same way y'all feel with Tip. I promise y'all, I'm just as nervous, right? I promise y'all, I was the exact same. And I'm like, all right, so I gotta figure out how to launch this first app. And I see a security. I push him aside. I'm like, hey, I can make you $1 billion. Do you want to listen? And he looked at me with the craziest face that probably similar to the face that y'all see him give me everywhere all the other time. But he's like, I don't believe you. And so after that, his lawyers started checking behind what we were doing, and ever since then, he's been one of my most valued mentors. Because in times when I'm nervous, when I'm not confident the way I should be, he's like, "Nah, bro, you can't do that. Like, you gotta feel comfortable to be who you are." So it's just been a great relationship, and so I really value it.
And that's great because first of all, thank you for coming to our campus and offering this service that you provide. But I came across a fact recently that was really shocking to me about HBCUs. And for our audience, I want to put this in perspective just to show how wireless internet isn't as common as we would think it is. 82% of HBCUs, 82% do not have broadband or fast working internet. And for us at Prairie View, I feel like we can kind of understand
Y'all
where
can
that's
relate.
coming
Y'all
from.
can relate. Y'all
You
can
know what I'm
relate.
saying?
Y'all Wi-Fi?
So
Oh,
so
wow.
talk a little bit about that aspect of it, right? About why you felt it was so important to kind of extend that olive branch to these communities to provide internet.
Well, so the government is actually trying to solve this problem. As Sid was just mentioning, there's a Lifeline program. Now it's called ACP. And this is affecting people all around the country. So there's lots of people that don't have access to internet. So what the government is trying to do is make sure that everybody has Wi-Fi services, they have service, and you got data to get on the internet at all times. So what we did was we were like, you know what? I would rather give people money while I'm giving them service, right? That sounds a lot better, right? So what we did was we looked at, all right, how does Facebook make all their money? And we just took that and we're like, well, you see all the ads that they see? I ain't getting no money from the ads I saw on Facebook. So we put it inside the tablet, and every time you see an ad inside the tablet, we give you 20% of what we make. And so that's built into the tablet. And then from there, we took the challenge from the government to say, hey, can you help the people that need internet get more internet? And so we are going around the country, going to the HBCUs that we know really need it, and giving as many tablets with a year free of service as we can.
Wow, yeah, let's go ahead and clap it up for that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
And so, with the mission that you guys are doing, what are some other things that y'all have come across when talking to these people who are facing these different issues? I'm sure that people share their stories. What are some of the things that you've heard or come across within doing your work?
Well, so we've experienced people that can't finish their classwork. We have people that can't complete jobs when the pandemic hit and everybody was at home. Everybody's life was affected. And so we just heard story after story after story of people just being facing challenges nonstop. And so now when we're able to hand them a tablet, give them a SIM inside of it and say, hey, your service is covered and it doesn't matter what you're facing, it's just making us feel amazing. But yes, we've been talking to so many people, so many.
And thank you again, Mr. Woods, for that. But Mr. Harris, I wanted to come back to you. Can I call you Tip?
Sure.
There we go.
Sure.
But and Tip, I wanted to come back to this because we talk about giving back a lot. But you have this initiative called Buy Back the Block. And I know some of us in here, we may be trying to dabble into real estate and things like that.
Yeah.
But talk about how kind of put wealth back into our communities rather than let it fall into the pandemic of gentrification.
Um. Okay, I don't know if the initiative, is buy back the block. It's just more like a concept, or a mindset. You know what I mean? I've been buying real estate in our communities since 2000. Buying and building houses and just trying to offset some of the detriment that I may have participated in my former my years before I became TI. Uh, and you know, those experiences led me, for one, to see that you can't really make a dent in the need of our communities doing it one house at a time. Because as soon as you build one, by the time you finish another one, that one is back in the same condition as it was. So I felt that, you know, and also during the the real estate crisis in 2008, I think it was, I noticed that as the market crashed, residential was affected, but commercial real estate, you know, maintained its stability. So I always said that I was going to start participating in commercial real estate, and so I started, you know, just seeking and acquiring commercial properties, and one of those properties um, just happened to be right for a concept of affordable housing, a mixed use community, um, in my old neighborhood of Bankhead, and that was in partnership with Atlanta Housing Authority, Invest Atlanta, um, and a group called the Vincino Group. That we were all, you know, like-minded in the sense that we wanted to provide affordable housing so people uh, who were natives of the community wouldn't be or continue to be pushed out as the market inflated due to gentrification.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your work with us and
Right
you
on.
know sharing your work with the community. And we're going to be right back with a quick commercial.
Hello and welcome back to HBCU Today. We're again joined by Tip Harris and Mr. Vernell Woods. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you both for being in the home of an HBCU. Prairie View is so foundational to our lives. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. As well as the community that Prairie View has created for us. HBCU gives us the chance to amplify those voices at HBUs across the campus. We've been able to interview so many different presidents, starting with President Thomas Hudson from Jackson State University, Dr. McCullough Abdullah from Virginia State University, as well as President Kevin James from Morris Brown, and our very own President Ruth Simmons here at Prairie View University. So with doing all of those things, we just thank you to those people and the voices that they are able to provide us at our universities.
Right on.
Absolutely. Thank you again. But Mr. Woods, I wanted to get to this because we talking a lot about the tablets, but for some of us, we don't know how to apply. So talk a little bit, how can we get access to these tablets?
Sure. So a little bit about this program, right? It's a FCC-based program. The government has designated over $14 billion. Right?
Goodness.
Someone said it again, right? So there's over $14 billion that the government has put in place to make sure that everybody has internet. So I need y'all to sign up and make sure y'all get these free tablets. To get them, just go to moolahwireless.com. That's MOOLAH wireless.com. And then just click tablet sign up, put in your, look like everybody doing it right now, right? But just put in your information, and then from there you just sign up and we'll send you a tablet. Or actually, I think we're working out with your school. We'll be delivering them directly to you all, so you'll be able to pick them up actually from your school. We'll be dropping them off in a few weeks.
Thank you so much for that. Let's get that a round of applause.
And so my next question would be, of course, we flashed a QR code and we have the privilege of doing that in-house, but to sign up, you got to go on the website, on the internet. So what are the other ways of outreach that you are giving to the community as options?
To be able to reach it. So you can follow us on Instagram, right? And then we're able to help you sign up that way. We're working directly with certain communities. So in certain places where we know you can't sign up, we're actually touching the people in person, helping them sign up. And we're doing multiple events where we have enrollment specialists that are actually working in communities with people that are challenged on Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, all the other people that are also eligible for this program.
And that's honestly so great. I mean, because we talk about the underserved and the underappreciated. Those are the people who really need things like this. So I mean, I can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing in the community. But Tip, I want to come back to you because you talked a bit about before you came TI, right? And I read a little story that said that you sold candy to your classmates, in 5th grade, and you sold candy after 5th grade too, but we're not going.
4th and 5th.
We're not going to talk about what type of candy that was, but but talk a little bit about
Nothing to my classmates.
There you go. Right. But talk a little bit about what you've learned through your time in entrepreneurship, and how it's kind of changed from then to now.
I mean, I think I've learned that believing in yourself will allow you the opportunity to execute your vision, and the success of that will open the door for more opportunities. And as long as you continue to be present and engaged with the needs of the community and how you can service those needs, then things will begin to fall in place consistently, whether it's relationships, whether it's information, whether it's resources, you know what I mean? As long as you are diligent, you know what I mean, and present and intentional with your actions, I think that the universe is going to align in your favor.
And then my question would be, with spending time in the prison and then coming out, how did you overcome the develop to still want to give back to a community, even though you had your part in being there? Some people are still spiteful at the fact that they were incarcerated. How did you come back and say, I'm gonna still give to this place and give to these people?
I mean, man, you just gotta operate with a pure heart. You know what I mean? I think that, to be spiteful or to harbor bad energy, it only affects you in the negative way. So, it's a process though, you know what I mean, to evolve beyond that because as a human, you know what I'm saying, we all have, emotions and feelings that cause us to act or behave a certain way. But, I think you gotta, like I say, be present minded and push yourself, challenge yourself to evolve beyond that and like do the things that you truly, genuinely, think should be done. You just treat others the way you would want to be treated if in their circumstances. And I just try to lead with that principle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Thank you so much for answering that. And we'll be right back with a quick commercial. We are going to toss it over to Caleb, who has some questions from the student audience.
Thanks, Keyshawn. Now I'm here with a few students from the studio audience. Go ahead and introduce yourself and go ahead and say your question.
Hello, Mr. Woods and TI. My name is Jalil Edward Sharp. I'm a political science major, first year. And my question is in regards to you, TI, for in recent years you went viral for having such a, big, expansive colloquialism and using big words. So I want to know, do you do that as as a way to show the community of what we can do, of what do you do that purposefully? What's your stance on that?
I think that may be an intangible. You know what I mean? It just happens to happen. I was challenged in my freshman year at high school um, by a literature teacher. And I wasn't a very good student. I didn't take it seriously. I was, very of the now. I needed, instant gratification for my efforts. Um, and she knew that I wanted to rap. And, she challenged me by saying, you could improve your songwriting skills if you expanded your vocabulary. And she introduced me, to other like metaphors, antonyms, synonyms, onomatopoeias, and just anyone. And she just said anyone can say it this way, but how unique and how much more of an impact would it be if you could say things this way? And that was kind of the start of it. And I just developed, an affinity for vocabulary. And I don't really be like a lot of people think that I use big words because I'm trying to impress people, but I just really, because when you learn these words, you just wait on an opportunity to use them. You know what I'm saying? So if the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna use it. And a lot of people say, so do you just always read the dictionary? And I do not. Although I have spent my share of time in dictionaries and thesauruses. I've never learned as many words as I have just in general conversation, just talking to people. If I'm talking to somebody and they say something that I don't know, I'm like, hey man, what does that mean? And then I just download it. And when I get an opportunity to use it, I use it. Thank you.
Well, hello. My name is Jalen Spites, and my question is for you, Mr. Tip. So obviously, you're a rapper, and I heard you talk earlier a little bit about how you're releasing your maybe final album upcoming. With the current climate that Black community and the rap community is in, with gun violence and everything, how has that changed your outlook on the music making process and how you want to present yourself musically and sonically from this point forward?
I mean, I don't think that the current status of the industry has caused me to change how I present myself musically. I think the evolution of my mindset, what I'm saying, it just came from living life, um, having diverse experiences, being exposed to different perspectives in life, and also, living long enough to see that most of the stuff we worry about when we young ain't really on nothing. It ain't really about nothing. Um, and another thing that really, really kind of opened my eyes and broadened my horizons of thought is being a father. You know, I just always want to be able and willing to do something that may make the world a better place for my children and grandchildren to live in. Um, However, I'ma still tell the truth. You know what I mean? I'ma still kick it how I live. And that may not be for everybody at this time. Some people may be too young, some people may be too old. Some people may be too fast, some people may be too slow. But it's I think it's my duty and responsibility to tell the truth. You know what I mean? To be honest. And whether you agree with it or disagree with it, I'm gonna lay it out there And if it don't apply, let it fly. Right on. Thank you.
I live by that.
Well, how y'all doing? First and foremost, I just want to thank y'all for coming out here to Prairie View today and everything and everybody here. I go by the artist name Big Jesse, sometimes Sir Big Jesse, and I just had a few things to drop up on you as well too. A question for each of you. So for Mr. Harris, so essentially, like I said, I'm an artist. I do DJing, I produce, I do the whole nine. Someone once told me that one way to build your music and push your music is doing things outside of the music. So granted, question for you is, do you agree with that? Doing things outside of the music to push the music, like TV shows, like podcasts, does that fill that void? And for you, Mr. Woods, essentially with Moolah Mobile and everything that you have going, definitely you see that technology expands at a very expansive rate. Do you believe that your tablets and your company can kind of keep up as it stands today and moving forward when the developments of 5G and so on, 6G come along? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. Right now we're not in any way trying to keep up. We're trying to lead. Right, we're not here to be in the back. We're not here to follow. We're here to set new trends and do things that others haven't done before. So, to answer your question, we just want to be in the front.
For me, I think that utilizing the utilizing different platforms can definitely heighten your visibility. Um, and everything you do will kind of, drive the message back to your music if that's your focus. Um, so I say just stay in front of people. Just stay in front of people, you know what I'm saying? Continue to push your message and, continue to showcase your talent and continue to use all of the tools available to you. You know what I mean? And that could be a podcast, that could be YouTube, could be WorldStar, could be SoundCloud. You know what I mean? Just continue to use all of the tools that have been made available to you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Damo. I'm also an artist here at PV, and I'm a music connoisseur. That's one way that I write my own music is by listening to everybody else's. And even though I've heard a bunch of your works, I've not heard like a full project of yours. I'm gonna be honest. So Ti, my question to you is: out of all of your albums, which one would you say is your favorite? Because after this, I'm gonna go home and listen to it.
I'll say my last one, the Libra.
Libra.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite. It is probably the clearest, closest, most honest representation of me where I am right now. In mindset. So I think that I would direct you there first. Right on.
Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Zan, a social work major, psychology minor. I have two questions. Well, one question for the both of you, Mr. Harris. If I could ask your question first, if you could come to PV at the illustrious Prairie View A&M University, what would your major be if it was not music?
Well, I think I would have to kind of research the curriculum and find out, what majors are being offered and where, what the strengths are, just because if I'm coming here, I want to come here and benefit from what Prairie View is strongest at. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, I would, probably start there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And then, Mr. Woods, I have a question from you. I heard that you went to Georgia Tech and graduated really young and really early. So my question is, how did you, as a young Black man, decide to go to college and be in STEM?
And be in STEM?
Yeah,
So for me, it was before college, right? So sometimes, like Tipper said, you find that thing you have, the thing you have a knack for, the thing you have a gift at. And I was gifted in technology when I was like 13, 14, and I found it early. And so I was really
How'd you
blessed.
find it, Vernell?
All right, so when I was in high school, I was a hacker, y'all, right? All right, so I broke into my high school. What they were at that time, Facebook was just coming around and they blocked it, and they were also preventing us from doing a lot of other stuff. So sometimes, doing bad stuff puts you in good spots. Sometimes.
Mr. Lewis, you was a student on the news for that?
I didn't end up on the news, right? I ain't end up on the news. So I was lucky, right? And for me, I never wanted to do anything malicious with it. But like I said to the original point, I just found it early. I found it around 13, 14, and I just stayed with it my entire life. Yeah, I knew what I like.
Thank you.
All right, what's going on? My name is Joseph Harris Jr. And my question, I have two questions. First, I'm a drummer. And I don't know if you do live tours or not. If you need a drummer,
Plug yourself.
we got the same name. Be like Mr. Harris on the drums. Mr. Harris, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But no, my final question is, this is really just not just for me, but for everybody. My question is, can you give us like one word that you can leave us all with that can motivate us to get through our finals? Because we are going through finals right now. And, our facts, you know what I'm saying?
It can be a big word. It can be a big word. Big word.
They started doing in-person finals. I ain't ready. But no, I just want one word to encourage everybody, not just for finals, but, to get through life, period, because you are a blessing to everybody here. So I just want that to be, my final question.
A word, one word to get through finals. Diligence. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's necessary. You have to put your best foot forward, and apply all of your efforts and energy and attention to the goal. And if the goal is finals, I think diligence would be the word I would suggest.
There we go. I mean, diligence is the word for the day. But see, Zan asked a question. She said, if you were to come to PV, and I thought she was going somewhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask it for everybody else in the crowd. See, because I graduate next year, so I still got a homecoming left in me.
Okay.
So I feel like you know what I'm about to ask. See, I don't know if you know, but PV, we kind of show out at our homecomings.
Okay.
We not no slouch. So what do you think is the likelihood? I'm not gonna ask you a yes or no because I don't want my feelings to be hurt. But what you think is the likelihood of PV getting Tip Harris to come to our homecoming?
I mean, stranger things have happened. It seems to be, I guess, within the realm of possibilities. You have other determining factors to consider: scheduling, travel. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there's the little thing called rates, compensation. Nah, man. Hey, man. All jokes aside, though, I mean, it's something you should explore. I don't know. I ain't got no crystal ball to predict the future, but it definitely won't happen if you don't try.
Yeah. Look. So let me go ahead and look into this camera right here to all the people who got the money, because I ain't got the money to pay Tip, but
Yesterday was Giving Tuesday. You can give any other day as well.
There you go. Hey, you heard her right here. Go ahead, get the pocketbooks ready. Let's go ahead and coordinate so we can get Tip Harris to come at PVAMU homecoming. But
right on.
Especially if you was here turning up in the 2000s, you got a little change.
Yeah, but Mr. Harris, Mr. Woods, I want to once again thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's really been a blessing. I mean, I was just sitting here and I was just listening to both of you guys talk, and it kind of just dawned on me, like, I'm really sitting here with T.I. Like it really just hit me. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your philanthropy, and thank you from the PVAMU students.
Man, my pleasure. Thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for having us, and also, man, thank y'all for accepting the challenge, uh, and continuing your education. You know, because you guys are the future leaders of the world, and you know your evolution is imminent. You know what I'm saying? It's important. So I think that, you know, the more you guys put into what you learn here, the more you can pour into the world when you leave here. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. I have one more question. So since we giving away tablets, you know that thing that Oprah be doing when she be giving away stuff? Yeah, I do. You
What?
get a tablet. You get a tablet.
Everybody's eligible. You know what I'm
everybody on
saying?
Pell Grant.
Everybody, yeah.
All right.
Everybody's
heard it.
eligible. I mean, the thing is, it's already yours. You know, taxpaying dollars allowed the government, the FCC, to put $14+ billion so you guys will have access to Wi-Fi and these tablets. So it's already yours. You just got to take the necessary steps to receive it.
So you get a tablet, you get a tablet, and you get a tablet.
There we go. Y'all make sure, I'm pretty sure everybody in our studio audience scan that QR code. If you at home, make sure you go to
MoolahWireless.com. MOOLAH wireless.com.
There we go. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, that was Mr. T.I. Tip Harris, Mr. Vernell Woods, the CEO and founder of Moolah Mobile. I'm Caleb Carter.
And I'm Keyshawn Grove.
And this has been another episode of HBCU Today. We're signing out.
Okay.